Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. I have tried to avoid this story, but people, keep on pushing me to look at it. I'm talking about this picture, the photos of the First Lady, Mama Rachel Ruto, in Nakuru yesterday as people were ushering in the new year. And Kenyans could not fail but to see that Mama Rachel was not very happy. And then the photos of on the face, it is like she had some scars, and the countenance really showcased someone who was troubled inside. And I looked at this, okay, at first I thought really it's normal because Mama Rachel is also human. The fact that they spend time in State House, does not really make her immune to the physical and emotional challenges that you and I go through. That is why when I looked at it, by the way, I thought maybe there's a problem. But Kenyans really want people to look at these issues with a fine-tooth comb and criticize and look at it in a very critical way. And as I was reading the comments, I realized that there's a way Kenyans believe that William Ruto is very emotional. I don't know why. I don't have any proof, but most of the Kenyans feel like that he might have been the cause of Rachel's sad countenance on a day that people felt that everyone should have been very happy because at least God has granted people life and health, and people are now crossing over into the next year, and the occasion was for them. It was for the president and the family, and the president was giving people his new year wishes, and plans, and defending what he has achieved so far. And people, just to be very honest, people feel that William Ruto is a man who gets angered very easily. And it is because of a video that was leaked during the campaigns when William Ruto was talking to the Agikuyu Council of Elders, and he was narrating that in 2017, after David Maraga had nullified their win or their victory, Uhuru had indicated that he wanted to give up and go to Ichaweri. And William Ruto concludes by saying that it is only that he had a position of a president. Otherwise, I would have slapped him. Just listen to this audio.
Baada ya 2017, mimi nataka niwaambie, najua tulienda kufanya uchaguzi, tukashinda. Huyu mtu akaenda pale, akakoroga, ikasemekana turudie uchaguzi. Si ndio? Watu wengi, sijui ni kwa sababu gani, watu wengi walikuwa nafikiri sasa ikisemekana turudie uchaguzi, ati tutawachana na Uhuru. Sijui kwa sababu gani watu walikuwa naamini hivyo. Lakini mimi nilitoka hapa kwa ofisi, na nilikuwa nimemwambia Uhuru, hii chunga hapo iko Kiingereza. Akaniambia hapana, nimechunga kabisa, kila kitu iko sawa. Kulikuwa na mtu mwingine anaitwa Nje, sijui nani. Mwisho mlango kumbe ilikuwa wazi, wengine wakaingia ndani wakaharibu. Si ndio? Mimi nikatoka hapa, nikafika State House. Kufika State House nikakuta rafiki yangu wako hapo. Sitaki kusema alikuwa anafanya nini, kwa sababu sisi ni wazee. So huyo sasa hii maneno sijui nini, mimi sitaki, mimi nataka kwenda Ichaweri, wewe sijui sasa mimi sitaki, wacha tuachane na hii kitu. Mimi nikamwangalia, nikamwambia wewe, ni vile tu nilikuwa na heshima, ningemchapa kofi. ati sisi tuache, ati tutoke hapa. Hapana, hapana. Na ni kura tumeshinda. Kwani alikuwa ametushinda wapi? Tumeshinda wabunge, tumeshinda magavana, tumeshinda senators wengi, tumefanya hiyo kazi yote. Ukora tu ameenda kufanya hapo kidogo. So nikamwambia awache mchezo.
And from there, people started asking that if a deputy president had harbored the thoughts of even slapping his boss, because in a working relationship, even if your boss is wrong, I mean, you can't wish to slap him. And so when he mentioned that he almost slapped Uhuru Kenyatta, it really elicited a big debate, because these are people who are working together. They had supported each other in 2013 and 2017. And even though their second term was marred with a lot of madness, mistrust, betrayal, and what have you, there still exists a thin line of discipline and respect. And so when he said that he almost slapped Uhuru Kenyatta, then people were asking, then who cannot fall into his trap? Then everyone can be slapped, because if you can imagine that you can slap your president, your boss, then you can slap everybody. So people thought like maybe this was a family matter that was carried forward into this very special meeting. And they thought that perhaps maybe there was a verbal altercation, and that is why Mama Rachel was not very happy. And if you ask me, it's very normal to me. It's normal for the first family to disagree on issues. They are human beings, I still maintain. As for the physical injuries, I don't think that they can get to that level, because they know that it is illegal to go physical on each other. But sometimes I think that when you are annoyed, your face also looks defaced. Yeah, the face looks defaced, and I could see people pointing at some scars. And I don't want to go into the scars because I cannot speculate. But people really feel that William Ruto being emotional might have just vexed Mama Rachel. And it caught my attention that as a leader, you should be very careful of your utterances and your actions, because they come back later to haunt you. Look at what William Ruto said a year ago during the campaigns, and Kenyans are now dragging it to associate it to his wife. And they so believe that is the cause of the pain, because that looked like both physical and emotional pain. But then it could have been maybe he was so much deeply engrossed into thoughts. Maybe she was just thinking of how William Ruto had moved from a hustler, or so to speak, to a member of parliament of Eldoret constituency, to an assistant minister in Moi's government. And I understood that he was the only assistant minister attending cabinet meetings, and then from there to a very powerful minister of agriculture in the coalition government. Then all of a sudden he's a deputy president twice, and then boom, he's the president. And it could just be that Mama Rachel was so much deeply in thought. Haven't you been in a situation where you just look at yourself, being that we are crossing over to the new year, you just sit there to say the Lord has been good, or knowing what really happened during the elections, because she knows some secrets. Maybe she was like, really, did it really happen? Yeah, it could have been so. And as some people put it, maybe there was an altercation with the workers. I mean, maybe she was not just in her best mood. And so there are a lot of things. But the bottom line is, leaders must be very careful of the words that they speak, because the statement of "I almost slapped Uhuru" came back to haunt him, because people now want to associate it to some not very palatable sins. Number two, Kenyans are very keen. You can imagine Rachel was just relaxed, so much lost in thought, and this camera person captured her, and Kenyans started, discussing. Rachel Ruto, the first family, and all the other leaders are now newsmakers, and they are being discussed. Whether it is a speech that they make, the code of dress, the code of conduct, even to the family, even if the daughter is misbehaving, it will always attract a lot of headlines. They are like religious leaders. You see, today if you get drunk and you're misbehaving on the streets, people will not pay much attention compared to if it was maybe the son of William Ruto or Raila or Mudavadi, or the son of a pastor caught drunk and misbehaving. People will be like, I thought they are supposed to behave in a certain manner. So these leaders are being scrutinized, and Kenyans are very keen. Like I said, they have the eye like that of an hawk that sees very far, and they started scrutinizing. And William Ruto must be very careful. These people really look at you and they want to analyze you, and they want, and some of them are right, by the way. And then I realized that Kenyans still believe that William Ruto is a liar, because some were saying that Rachel was listening to William Ruto lying to Kenyans, and she was also tired of the lies, and she was like, siamalize aende. I mean, it only tells you how people view you. As a leader, there's a way people either respect or they don't have any respect with you or to you. There's a way people will trust you, or they will be mistrust. And when you look at the comments and the way people are looking at Rachel, and they're saying that maybe Rachel was tired of the lies, it means people don't trust the president. And now they were saying that even the wife there, Mama Rachel, is tired, and she didn't want to listen to more of her lies. And then I realized that people hate William Ruto with passion. You see, when you see people trying to scrutinize you, and most of the comments that were coming were not very nice comments, to an extent that some people feel that he went physical on Rachel. It tells you that people hate William Ruto. And you know why people hate? It's because of the kind of leadership that he offers. Love and hatred has got a thin line. There's a thin line between the two. It takes a second for someone to love you or to hate you. And for the very period that people have given William Ruto a chance to rule them, they understand that William Ruto cannot be trusted. And many people are saying that this guy is a liar. He lied during the campaigns. He continues to lie to us. He promised during the campaigns. He continues to promise us. And I realized that people really hate William Ruto. And as William Ruto puts it, that some people can hate him because of the measures that he has put to resuscitate in our economy. And he's saying that some of them are very radical, but they will pay, that there will be fruits later. And I don't think so, because when you have the right mechanisms but you still blame the previous government, when you have what we call the right government, but the government is full of corruption and wastage and nepotism, I mean, I don't think whether that is a serious government that wants to achieve whatever they promised people. When you have people who are still in charge of blackouts in the country, people who are still in charge of some deals within the government like G2G, and they are your people, members of a particular community. One is in charge of oil pipeline, the other in charge of electricity, the other in charge of energy. I mean, from a certain, another one in charge of Kenyan. Then it means that these are people who have been placed together to help achieve a certain economic agenda. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that is what I read from the pictures. Just how keen Kenyans are, the hatred that they have for William Ruto, the mistrust that William Ruto is dishonest, and the way they feel that William Ruto is very angry and he gets angered very easily. And how government officials and leaders must be very cautious of their statements because they can turn around to haunt them. I don't know what you think, but that is what because people are telling me, can you look at that picture and comment on it? Tell us what you think. Basically, that is what I think of that picture. I don't know what you think, but that is my take.